Here with Jono Carroll, man. Jono, just gotta ask you, you had over 30 professional fights, fought some tough customers. How good is Devin Haney when you work with him?
He's amazing, to be honest, pal. He's actually better than I thought he was. You know, when you watch him on TV, people, they seem good. Obviously, his ring IQ was very, very good, and his length was good. But when I was actually in the ring with him, his power was better than I thought it was going to be. His speed as well. And his distance, his timing, he's a very good athlete. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a problem for anybody at 135 pounds. After sharing the ring with him, kind of what Sean Porter said about Bud Crawford is he's different. You know what I mean? He's different, bro. He's it's shocking to think that he's only 23. It's mad to think that he's only 23 because he got such a big career, long career ahead of him. You know what I mean? So. I'm looking forward to seeing his progress, and I hope he gets these big fights that he's calling for, because I didn't know who was ducking who. But when you're in the camp, and it's like, nah, like listen, we've tried to make this fight, we've tried to make that fight, and they're just not. It's not happening. You can see that he's a hungry lion, and he wants all them titles. So I hope he gets the fights that he's asking for.
Is this, I don't mean to get ahead of myself with it, Jono, but is this the best kid you've been in the ring with ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been in the ring sparring Tevin Farmer, done numerous rounds with Tevin Farmer. I obviously fought Tevin Farmer as well, and he was the next best thing to world level. I was in with Scott Quigg, but Scott Quigg was always a tough fighter, and I knew I'd have a better boxing speed and IQ than Scott Quigg, because he was always a come forward pressure fighter. One thing what I'll say about Devin is he can box on the inside, he can box at distance, mid-range. He kind of has the whole package. I remember my dad saying when I was young, you don't have to be excellent or amazing at one thing, just be good at everything, and then you don't really have many holes. There's not many things that people will be able to expose. And being in here sparring with him, I've took different approaches in different sparring. Like, you know what I mean? Different sparring days. I've tried different styles. There's my tie stops, hand ups, a foot, walking them down. I walked them down plenty of times, like in different ways, and I'm good at walking people down. But he seems to adjust very well, and he seems to be able to adapt no matter what way, what style that you kind of bring at him. You're like, motherfucker, when are you going to quit? Like, just let me catch it, you know what I mean? Don't be wrong, some back and forth. It's been some amazing sparring, but sparring that I've really enjoyed, and things that on his game that I've been able to like almost take and say, I'm going to try that, I'm going to use that in my own game. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's been a pleasure being in here.
Excited.
I'm excited to be here.
Working with that level.
Right. I'm excited to be here because it's been a great experience for me. And look, I'm 29. I'm not at the end of my career, but like I'm hitting my peak. But at the same time, to think that this kid is only 23, and when I say a kid, he is a kid, really. But he's very mature when he's in the ring. And he got man strength. It's crazy.
Well, you're catching him right as he's getting it.
Right as he's about to form, but at the same time, I'm fighting December 11th in Dubai on the Pabellum card my own self. So I'm only fighting 1 week after he's fighting, so I'm quite fit myself.
Right.
So it's not like I have the excuse, oh, I'm not fit or I'm not. Like I remember sparring Terry Flanagan, when Terry was defending his world title, lightweight as well, 135 pounds, and. I was kind of at the start of my career, but I wasn't used to doing 8 rounds. I wasn't used to doing many rounds, and they were getting me to do 8 rounds, and I was able to hang with him no problem. And even this kid is 23, and he's a much better technician than even what Terry. And I like Terry Flanagan. I thought he was a great boxer.
Yeah.
But this kid at 23 just has so much more to his game than what Terry did. Terry done what he done good. He done very well, but he had other parts that you could expose. One thing with Devin, it's very hard to find things to expose.
It says a lot coming from a fighter like you with your experience to give him that high praise. Do you think he stops Diaz, Jono?
It depends what approach Diaz takes.
Right.
It definitely depends what approach Diaz takes.
If he keeps coming, then...
If he keeps coming, and he does it recklessly, you'll get caught with a lot of silly shots. Because Devin's camp wants me to come in and put pressure on him straight away. So I've only been doing like say 3 rounds or 4 rounds intense. And I try and like when I fought Devin Farmer, I try and like the 3rd highest punches in title history. I'm fit, I'm always game, I'm tough as nails, I'll keep coming. If you want me to do that work, I'll do that work. Doesn't matter what you hit me with, I'm gonna keep coming forward. So the fact that they were getting me to do 2, 3s and 4s, push him as hard as you can, and then out someone else in, you have a rest and back in for another 3 or 4. Like I'm fresh going in there every time. and the pressure doesn't seem to get to him really. Even though I'm putting the pressure on, he's able to handle it. So I think if JoJo rushes in, he's going to get caught with a few silly shots, and he could hurt himself. He could get hurt. Whereas if he does a smart, I don't think he'll get stopped if he does a smart. But if he rushes in, thinking I'm just going to dog this kid, because that's what he said he was going to do. If he goes in and he starts just kind of throwing caution to the wind and just trying to catch him with silly shots, he'll get clipped with one or two big ones himself.
And lastly, Jono, what can we expect from you on the Pro Bellum card that you mentioned earlier, December 11th?
I'm going to be at my best, because you cannot pay for sparring like Devin Haney. You know, like someone that, where I'm at in my career, you cannot pay for this sparring, because he's always either in camp for his own fights. So for me, I'm getting world-class sparring. And the last time I had world-class sparring was when I went out and sparred Devin Farmer. And when I came back from that, I fought Scott Quigg and stopped Scott Quigg in the 11th round. You know what I mean? Whereas less than a year before that, he gave Valdez a broken jaw and he couldn't stop him. Valdez couldn't stop him. And I stopped him in the 11th round. You know what I mean? So when I get that world-class sparring, I only level up. I'm that type of fighter. It's like if I'm against someone poor, I'll box poor. If I'm against someone great, I'll box great. So me being in here, I've had to up my game. I've had to be on point. Because one thing what I'll say about Devin, if you're not on point, he'll catch you with a stupid shot. And it'll hurt. You know what I mean? So you have to be thinking constantly. So one thing what I'll say about my show in December the 11th is I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be more than ready to put on a masterclass. I just feel like I'm in a great space, physically, mentally, everything. And we're getting this extra little experience in. It's just going to have me on point. I'm looking forward to my own career, because next year I'm sure I'm going to win a world title. Like, especially with all this behind me, this experience, it set me up perfect for my own future.
Thanks so much, Jono, and you are definitely living proof of the fighting Irish, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Have a great day. God bless.
You too. Thanks, Jono. Good luck on December 11th.
Thank you.